How are you all?
Take it off.
That's so sudden. Wow, thanks, man. So I actually just want to start off and say, for anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Stephen Perry, and I am MIR. We are all MIR. I say that we're MIR because each day we have the opportunity to share with others something that we enjoy and that we're passionate about, love of rubber. We all form a brotherhood that stretches across the globe, one that speaks different languages and takes on various shapes, sizes, and colors. Each of us actually unique in our own way, but we're all bound together by a skin-tight bond. To me, this is the very core of what it takes to be Mr. International in Rubber. A desire to bring the community together and actually push it forward. It's this brotherhood that our current MIR, Jason Lynch, was so passionate about. It's with this support of this brotherhood that Jason formed his mantra of, "Don't you wish you were having this much fun?" The few short months that Jason held the title of MIR was definitely a growth experience for both of us and actually solidified some of the core values and of our marriage. Truth, honesty, and openness, which actually brought us closer together as a couple. I got the chance to step out of my comfort zone and meet an amazing group of people that I now actually consider close friends and family. For Jay, it meant the opportunity to dive deeper into a fetish and a community that he cared so deeply about. For Jason, rubber was not simply a passing fetish. He truly lived in rubber every day. Whether it was a full suit or simply a bracelet, Jason always had something rubber affixed to his skin. Jason and I knew each other for a little over 13 years, and he confided in me within weeks of us dating his love of latex. Not really understanding, and honestly a bit afraid, he took the time to show me his pieces and answer any questions that I had. It was then that I could actually see the passion in his eyes for it. As a personal aside, Jason always considered me a muggle. And he gleefully told his judges so last year. So anytime any of the judges met me, they were like, "Oh, you're the muggle." So, Jason, I'm standing in front of an international audience in full gear. A muggle no more. So, for as long as I knew Jason, he always longed for a rubber community in New England. He would always constantly talk about events he'd want to have, parties he'd like to throw, and friends he'd like to meet with whom he could eagerly discuss the different aspects of gear, play, what have you. Jason's passion to start forming a community of his own stemmed from feeling like he was always on the outside looking in, and he hated that feeling, and he never wanted anyone else to ever feel excluded. When Jason won the Mr. New England Rubber Contest, he saw the opportunity to start developing the community he so desperately longed for, and he worked tirelessly at it. He planned bar nights, parties, lube wrestling, gear dinners, and even rubber bingo once a month at our local J. Crew sweater bar. You see them like, "Oh, I got lube. Nice sweater, this is so expensive." I was like, "Really, this is more expensive." The interesting thing is that each time we would go out, though, we would always discover a few secret perks. Like all of a sudden someone would drop their pants and be like, "Look, I have rubber briefs on." And that's what was great about Jay. He was never afraid to wear gear in public, and he loved attending events no matter where they were located, local or international, just to have the chance to network with other Kingsters and to push his message of inclusiveness and his catchphrase. So when people would stop him on the street, he was always very polite, very patient, allowing the curious to feel the material and just ask questions. For him, it was actually about breaking down the barriers. After winning Mr. New England Rubber, he immediately began planning his run for MIR. I remember the day that I came home from work, and Jason said with enthusiasm, "So for the fantasy portion, I'm going to have a costume that lights up." For anyone that knows Jay, this statement was followed by this face. I wasn't quite sure if it was genius, pure insanity, or just a mix of both. He just kept saying, "I don't care if I win. I don't care if I win. I just want everyone on Sunday morning to be like, 'Do you remember when that guy's suit lit up?'" And goddamn it, with some help, if he didn't get that fucking thing to light up. He must have watched the YouTube clip of that moment, like on a constant loop, each time with like a huge smile. But the great thing is that Jason didn't need a gimmick to win MIR. I remember he kept saying to me, Steven, I'm not the sexy guy. I'm not the sexy guy. And my response was always the same. Just get up there and be you, show your drive and enthusiasm, and even if you lose, you still won because you did it on your own terms. And that's one of the things our community loved most about Jason. His enthusiasm was infectious. Any idea or suggestion given by members of our local fetish group was always met with the same passion and enthusiasm, with a declaration of, if it's going to be fun, then let's do it. It is my hope that this great group of guys that I've had the chance to meet represents their true selves tonight. It takes a lot of balls to stand up here, and they all deserve to be commended. Winning MIR was quite possibly one of Jason's proudest moments. It solidified everything that he had been working towards since coming out as a Kingster some 2 decades earlier. It opened up more doors for him to push his message of community even further to a broader audience. And he deeply cherished the bonds that he formed with his fellow contestants, especially Nuki and Colin. He considered you both brothers, and he loved you both very deeply. I have a couple of thank yous on behalf of Jason. Thank you to the New England Rubbermen, E7 Gear, full kit, the Rubberman of San Francisco, Rich Norton, G-Man, and Brian Conway, for acting as his sponsors during Jason's run last year, as well as their support at events that he was able to attend during his run. I have a couple of personal thank yous as well. Thank you to everyone that has reached out over the past few months. It's really, truly shown to me what community really means. Thank you to my Boston boys for basically everything and being an amazing family to me. To Willie for coming out to Boston in March for Jason's service and his constant support. To the MIR organization for asking me to take Jason's judging spot. It's an honor, and I am deeply humbled. To Pleat for traveling to Boston, always being there with a hug, and arf, arf. To Colin for always checking up on me. To R&J for their constant support. To my pup for showing me that lightning can truly strike twice. To my brother Nuki. And my international husband Sly, I hope you're watching at home. I don't even have the words to express to you both how important you are to me. Lastly, this weekend there will be bar nights, gear dinners, play parties, and all-around shenanigans. But for me, this weekend is about meeting new friends, reconnecting with older ones, and sharing a sense of brotherhood brought together by wearing the love on the second skin. Most importantly, though, we have to remember to ask ourselves and others, don't you wish you were having this much fun?